You know what honestly blows my mind? The fact that most people are trying to build wealth, but they're doing it in the exact reverse order of what actually works. It's like watching someone try to climb a ladder starting from the top. They're putting in effort, they're serious about money, they're even investing, but somehow they still feel stuck. And the worst part is, they don't even realize why it's happening. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine two people earning the same income. One of them is constantly investing in stocks, trying new opportunities, maybe even making some decent returns. The other person seems boring. They're not talking about the market every day, they're not chasing trends, and honestly, they don't look like they're doing anything exciting at all. Fast forward 10 years, and surprisingly, the boring person is far ahead financially. Why does that happen? Because wealth isn't just about what you do. It's about the order in which you do it. And today, I'm going to break down that exact order for you. Not in a complicated, textbook way, but in a simple, practical, real-world system that actually works. If you follow this sequence, you won't just invest better, you'll avoid the mistakes that silently destroy most people's finances. But before we jump into the steps, there's something you need to understand. Most people don't fail because they don't earn enough. They fail because they build their financial life on a weak foundation. Think about it like this. If you were building a house, would you start by choosing the color of the walls or installing expensive lights? Of course not. You would focus on the foundation first, because no matter how beautiful the house looks from the outside, if the base is weak, everything will eventually fall apart. And that's exactly what happens with money. People jump straight into investing without fixing the basics. They want growth without stability. They want returns without protection. And that's why even after years of effort, they don't feel financially secure. So let's fix that. The very first step. And I know this sounds boring, but trust me, this is powerful, is building an emergency fund. Now I know what you're thinking. This is not what I came here for. I want to know how to invest. But here's the truth. If you skip this step, everything else becomes risky. An emergency fund is not about making money. It's about protecting your money. Life is unpredictable. You can plan everything perfectly, but unexpected expenses will still show up. It could be a medical issue, a job loss, a family emergency, or even something small like a repair that suddenly turns into a big expense. And in that moment, you won't care about your investments. You'll care about survival. And if you don't have cash available, you'll be forced into bad decisions. You might take a loan. You might use a credit card. Or even worse, you might sell your investments at the worst possible time. That's how people lose years of progress in just a few days. So instead of chasing returns, your first goal is simple. Create a buffer between you and chaos. Start small. Don't overthink it. Build your first safety layer, something that can handle minor emergencies. Then slowly expand it, one step at a time. The goal here is not perfection. The goal is stability. Because once you have that safety net, something interesting happens. You start making better decisions. You're less stressed. You're more patient, and you're not forced to act out of panic, and that mental clarity alone can improve your financial life more than any investment strategy. Now, once you've created that basic protection, we move to the next step, and this is where things start getting serious. You need to eliminate high-interest debt. And I'm not talking about all debt. I'm specifically talking about the kind that quietly drains your money every single month without you realizing how much damage it's doing. Credit card debt is the biggest example. Here's the problem. Most people underestimate how dangerous high-interest debt really is. They see it as something manageable, something they'll eventually pay off. But what they don't realize is that this debt is growing faster than almost anything else in their financial life. It's like having a hidden enemy working against you 24/7. Let's simplify this. If your debt is growing at 20% per year and your investments are growing at 10%, you're not winning, you're losing. Even if your portfolio looks good on paper, your overall financial position is getting worse. That's why trying to invest while carrying high-interest debt doesn't make sense. It's like running on a treadmill. You're moving, but you're not going anywhere. So the smartest move here is to pause everything else and focus your energy on removing that pressure. List your debts, understand the interest rates, and then attack them strategically. Not emotionally, strategically. Focus on the highest interest first, because that's where the most damage is happening. Every extra payment you make is not just reducing your debt, it's increasing your future freedom. But now comes a twist that most people don't expect. Even though paying off debt is extremely important, there's one thing that can come before it, and that is free money. If your employer offers any kind of matching contribution, this is something you don't ignore. Because this is one of the rare situations in life where you get an instant return without any risk. Think about it. You put in a certain amount and it immediately increases. No market risk, no waiting, no uncertainty. That's powerful. So the smart move here is simple. Contribute just enough to get the full benefit. Don't overdo it yet. Just capture that opportunity. Then go back and continue focusing on your debt. This balance is important. Because now you're not just fixing problems, you're also taking advantage of opportunities. And that's how smart financial systems are built. Now, once your debt is under control and you've secured that free boost, we move into the next phase, and this is where most people completely lose the plot, because this is where things get a little less exciting, but a lot more powerful. We enter the phase of optimization. This is not about doing more. This is about doing things better. Instead of randomly investing, you now start thinking about efficiency. How can you grow your money while reducing unnecessary losses? How can you keep more of what you earn? How can you make the system work for you instead of against you? These questions change everything, because now you're not just working hard, you're working smart. And this is where structured investing begins. Not guessing, not chasing, but building. Now, this is where things start separating people who just invest from people who actually build wealth. Because up until now, everything you've done was about building a strong base. But now your money starts working intelligently, and the next step is focusing on tax-efficient investing. Every time you earn from your investments, a portion goes away in taxes, and over time that becomes a huge drag on your overall growth. It's like trying to move forward while something is constantly pulling you back. So instead of ignoring it, smart investors plan for it. They use systems that allow their money to grow with less interference. And this is where your mindset shifts again. You stop asking where you can get the highest return, and you start asking where you can keep the most of what you earn. Because keeping more is just as powerful as earning more. As you move forward, you'll face choices about whether to pay taxes now or later, and instead of trying to perfectly predict the future, the smarter approach is flexibility. By spreading your investments across different systems, you create options for yourself, and options give you control. Now let's talk about something most people ignore until it's too late, and that is health expenses. Medical costs are one of the biggest financial pressures people face later in life, and instead of reacting to them, smart people prepare early. There are ways to allocate money specifically for future health needs while still allowing that money to grow over time. And this is powerful because you're solving a future problem with present discipline. Now, once you've optimized all of this, you move to the next level, maximizing your long-term investments. This is where consistency becomes your biggest strength. You're no longer experimenting. You're building a system that runs in the background. And this is where compounding becomes your biggest advantage. At first, it feels slow, almost invisible, like nothing is happening, but over time, it accelerates. Your money starts growing on top of the growth it already created, and that's when things begin to change. Small contributions turn into meaningful wealth, but this only works if you stay consistent. If you keep stopping, switching, or reacting emotionally, you break the cycle, and that's exactly what most people do. They chase trends, they panic, they try to time the market, and in doing so, they destroy the one thing that actually builds wealth, which is time. Now finally, after you've built your foundation, optimized your system, and created long-term growth, only then do you reach the stage most people start with, which is regular investing. Now you have flexibility. You can explore opportunities, take calculated risks, and expand your portfolio. But now you're not dependent on it. You're not desperate for results, and that changes everything. Because now you can think clearly, stay patient, and make decisions based on logic, not emotion, and that is what separates successful investors from everyone else. At this point, your investments are not your safety net, they are your growth engine. And because your foundation is strong, even if things go wrong, you stay stable. Now when you step back and look at the full picture, it becomes clear why most people struggle. It's not because they don't work hard, it's because they follow the wrong order. They chase growth before building stability, they invest before fixing problems, and they look for shortcuts instead of building systems. But if you reverse that approach, if you follow the right sequence, everything changes. You build protection first, you eliminate what's holding you back, you take advantage of guaranteed opportunities, you optimize your system, and then you grow, step by step, without rushing, without shortcuts, just consistency. And over time, that consistency turns into something powerful. It turns into freedom, not the flashy kind you see online, but real freedom. The kind where you are in control, where you're stable, where you don't have to panic every time something unexpected happens. So, if you've been feeling stuck or confused about where to start, don't try to do everything at once. Just follow the sequence, fix the basics, build the system, stay consistent, and let time do the heavy lifting. Because in the end, wealth is not built by doing something extraordinary once. It's built by doing the right things, in the right order, again and again.